Welcome back for another episode of The Daily Grind. You already know, Empress Dannie here. Going to pour you up a nice hot cup of joe and get that day off to a bright and beautiful start. Thank you guys for hitting that like button, sharing, and subscribing to the video. Shall we check in for some additional messages? I think we shall, okay? Those of you I say additional, hope you join me on Tarot Palace for today's prayer/petition. Just feeling like 7 days of being led of spirit, of putting forth in the way that I'm led to do so. But I love it like when I'm able to use different cultural representations of how the power of God can work through any medium or modality. It excites me to be able to show that, to harness that. Yeah, we're gonna get our messages. The doctor is in, okay? Are we getting healed, right? Touch me, Lord, and I won't be the same. Move in this place today. Let's get an astrology card. Maybe that'll give us some insight to the energy today. I'm just gonna put that back in your deck. That was 3 cards, right? Not 1. That's a lot of energy, right? I don't know. Maybe we're in for a treat today. We'll see. I do see Mars here, and it says get physical, which doesn't surprise me if you know the energy of Mars. It's associated with today, which is Tuesday, right? So we'll see. The ruler's ruling, right? Mars rules Tuesday. Sometimes I find too, Mars energy is good for physical activity. Okay, so some of you, you may want to challenge yourself to be a bit more active today where that applies. Okay, that one actually, y'all can't make this up. And the winner is, right? Mars, okay? This says walk, run, swim, or try your hand in the ring. It's time to get moving, okay? So perhaps that is the case, right? Mars energy at play on Mars Day, right? It's no surprise. We'll take it. Thank you, Miss M. I appreciate you, love. Thank you, Shanice. I appreciate you, too. Thank you for the follow. Can't see all your name. Clarissa, I appreciate that. Eternal Sunshine, Keish, Cosmic Rosebud, y'all just showing me love. Sarah, I appreciate you guys. Let's see. You know what, Sarah, remind me towards the end to come back and answer your question. I want to do the general messages first because I'm dually recording, okay? But get physical, okay? So I don't know why this feels like challenge yourself. This doesn't have to be like physical activity, but it can certainly be if you are facing some sort of a challenge. This could be a good day for you to almost like see it as sport and challenge yourself to overcome whatever the issue or the problem is, okay? Cosmic Egg is here. This usually does indicate to me that there's a new energy birth today. This is kind of like with especially with the lion here, it makes me feel like the power of God is going to come over you. And when it does, it's going to give you the confidence to do something that you may have found challenging to do previously. Okay. I will, you guys know I don't normally do like any type of like ritual, anything publicly, even though I'll do them privately. So I can say it can be like that because today's prayer that I did on the YouTube, was a ritual. I just felt led to do it in ritualistic fashion, and that's what spirit gave me. So it can be things, it doesn't have to be anything like that, but it can be things like that that you normally keep to yourself. But it could certainly be where you're with it. This is an ether card, but it's like you're God empowered to have the courage or confidence to come forward maybe more boldly in one way or another. Okay. with the lion. I like that. It usually gives the impression, hey, Tori, good to see you. But it's almost like you have the courage or the confidence, maybe it is to address your issues or your problems. It doesn't have to be an issue or a problem. This can be something that you want and you maybe not have not had the confidence to go after it, right? This could be like to apply for that job, right? It's like approach that girl, right? Whatever it is that you do, right? I like it because it feels like you're being challenged. It feels like to show your strength, right? I think about him. He ain't scared, right? It's Mike Tyson, right? Vander Holyfield, whoever, right? Connor, right? Whoever you want it to be. But when you look at this guy, right, he's been training. So Spirit is letting some of you know you've been training. So you're not weak in whatever this is. And it feels like there's just an energy that's going to hit you today, almost like a power that gives you the confidence to demonstrate the strength that you've obtained. Okay, thief is here. Whenever I see the thief card, right? Oh, with the false person, right? Talk about a double whammy, right? Sometimes this is an aspect, and I feel led to that this applies to the self, okay? While there could be things external, sometimes a thief is things that we rob ourselves of, things that we maybe kind of avoid doing, right? Things that we miss, opportunities that we don't get because some aspect of the false person. And this doesn't mean we fake, but like I just talked about, right? For me, I don't really do rituals publicly because anything that I'm spirit led to do is often like private, it's kind of like a private relationship, right? If I buy you flowers, right? When it comes to like, maybe bragging about that, that's usually something that I wanted you to have the flowers. So it's not something that I'm necessarily telling everybody about, even though there may be some public aspect of it. But, there are some things that you do that are maybe personal or private. And so the false person can be the way in which you're perceived. This can be how other people are seeing you, even if it's in just like a certain area. You fake, you ain't real, you ain't really about this life. Well, that could be because with the thief, you maybe have avoided revealing some aspect of that life. Maybe you have avoided revealing some aspect of your persona. Your strengths in a certain area can be what that is. That can be like on the job, right? Maybe you constantly diminish yourself because you realize you're dealing with egos, right? Sometimes we do that out of wisdom, right? I'm not going to say anything because I already, I know how they are. But then an opportunity presents and we actually feel empowered to be able to step forward despite any tension that may exist. And what it does is it shows a side of us that other people missed. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that about you, right? I didn't know you really knew what you were doing or what you were talking about. And it gives them something else to consider or to discern so that they don't miss out on perhaps what could be opportunities with you as well. So I feel like this is coming up. It feels very valuable in some way today. Like this is valuable to you. This is valuable to someone else, that you're uncovering something, that you're coming forward, or perhaps for you that oh, thank you, look at that. Ah. I receive all the coinage. Thank you so much. I don't know what that was. That was cute. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but it does feel as though there are going to be things that just spring forth that you're going to be able to recover. Yeah, it feels like you're recovering all in some way or another today. And if there were things, I just saw the melancholy card. So sometimes we're sad or we're disappointed, right? I wish I hadn't missed them or this. And sometimes we don't realize, I just heard you didn't miss anything. All you need to do is have the boldness to be able to come forward, and what you thought you missed, you end up recovering that. You end up gaining it because of the fact that you were willing to come forward. You didn't realize that you had the power in you all along. I don't know why I'm kind of getting like you're the missing ingredient is what today feels like. You are the missing ingredient. And this can be an aspect of you that you maybe wanted to diminish, but it's more powerful than you thought. Okay? card, soldier, okay? Pleasure seekers at the bottom of the deck, okay? This is the, let me give you guys like a depiction that kind of helps to further paint the picture of this, okay? You know, when I think about, sometimes people, this kind of gives, like, for those of you who have, sometimes it's relationship, sometimes it's not, right? I think about, you know, as a wealthy person, you get what, no shortage of people who are asking you for money, right? If you're that person who maybe you have a lot of money, you have a lot of resources, a lot of connections, a lot of opportunities. When it comes to pleasure seekers, there's literally no shortage of people who, you know, everybody's saying they love you. And with the thief, right, it's easy to, you know, you're going to have people who try to get over on you, right? People who are arrogant, and you're constantly with the soldier trying to defend against, you know, what are fake people, right? What are insincere people who are just out to get what could be like their needs met. They just want you to take care of them. They just want the things that, that make their life easier, that come along with you, and they will fake in order to take your power or your strength, right? And we see this in different areas, right? Those of you in business, sometimes this is, you're hiring for a job. The job pays well. Who doesn't want to apply for the job that pays well? Because everybody wants that pay, but everybody is not truly, you know, they'll present in a mode of false confidence where they've done enough preparation just to be able to get their foot in the door, but it being arrogant because they don't have half the skills or qualifications to do the job. This is where some of you, you will have people approach you. Oh, I want to date you. I want to do this. You know, I have, you know, good intentions with you, whatever the situation is. Meanwhile, wanting nothing but what it is that you have to give, just wanting to, what could be like win. It's the conquest of winning you over, treating it like a sport. Oh, I can get them, I can pull them, and it being fully rooted in arrogance. And for some of you, that could be how you're perceived. That could be how you're perceiving someone else. And so I feel like some aspect of today, just be mindful too, because a lot of times we are on the defensive or others on the defensive, but it's because these pleasure seekers, they just don't quit, right? There's no shortage of people, like everybody got their hand out, right? And if that's the case, then we're constantly trying to discern between the real and the fake. And whenever we're doing that, there's an aspect of ourselves usually that we're not showing, right? Because if I'm trying to figure out if you're real or fake, likely I'm not telling you, right? I'm just being more observant. And that usually means that I may be more withdrawn in some areas. There's something about me that's not being revealed in order for me to properly observe you, or to find what maybe I'm trying to find about you. And so sometimes that elusive nature that I'm taking on in order to figure out what I'm missing, you know, what are you hiding? That same quality is what somebody else is seeing in me, and it has them mirroring me and pulling back similarly. So some of you, you could have situations like that at play in your circumstance or in your life. And if so, today it feels as though there could certainly be, I'll just say, an energy hitting that's, thank you for joining, love, I appreciate you. There could be an energy hitting that's giving this boldness, this sense of confidence to come forward and reveal something perhaps that has been hidden. And this could just be an aspect of a person. I know you didn't know this about me, but it's something perhaps that comes forth boldly that is exactly what someone needed to know in order to defend some aspect of what could be like the appearance of you being a pleasure seeker. I know it seemed like I was just out to get, but this coming forth gives someone the confidence that they need in order to challenge that perspective or point of view. Someone could also be doing this as it pertains to you, but it feels like this is coming through as pretty valuable. Whatever this is that has you kind of like coming forward in some way, it's coming through as valuable. Look at this, buying, okay? That's what it gives you. But you could be purchasing something, right? This could be the boldness to buy something, but it also feels like this energy of when I think about buying, I think about buy-in, right? You may have someone's buy-in. This could be where now someone is paying attention. They're paying the time, right? They could be spending the money with you. Hey, love, good to see you, Terry. But whatever it is, this is where I feel like now you're starting to get what it is that you deserve. You're starting to get what could be the quality time, the quality of resources. You're starting to get the investment with the buying, or you're realizing maybe it's worth the time, it's worth the energy, it's worth the investment. And because of that, it's almost like you are giving whatever it takes. Yeah, I hear Anita Baker, giving you the best that I got, baby. But that's what it feels like, is realizing, I don't know why it's giving like I'm taking it. So I feel like for some of you, if you work in sales, you could certainly be coming through with some finishes where you could be making some sales today. Someone could be making a purchase, right? And this could be where you didn't know, right? Thought you were trying to get out, thought you were just, you lying, think you really wanted it. Well, in some way, there could be this boldness coming forth, whether it's in you or whether it's in someone else, that could be recovering the sale, if you will. Even if it's deeper than that, it just feels as though today you are challenging something or someone, even if it's yourself. And on the other side of that, it feels as though it's supporting your ability to get something that, or acquire something perhaps that you went without before. Okay. Don't want to pull another card. Maybe one more. Self-mastery. How about that? Self-mastery card. Sounds good. Right? Always good. Maybe. Yeah, that one fell. Family. Circles of life. Circles of life. Okay. Something could have to do. For some of you, you could be recovering your family. That could be the situation. I see leadership. Answer the call. Okay. Usually this is, for some of you, this is like your soul family, your soul tribe. It could be like your work family. This just feels like there's some aspect of life, because when I see the family card, it doesn't have to mean a group of people. You actually play all these roles, right? In some people's lives, or even in your own life, right? You mother, you father, you sister, you brother, you cousin, right? You might be rich auntie, right? It to some, right? But you play different roles. And depending on the circle of life, it feels as though perhaps today the area that you're being moved in is your call to leadership in whatever role it is that you're playing in the circle of life, at large, right? Because the circle of life is in the world at large, not just in your family or, whatever small circle it is that you might have. So I feel like the boldness that you're being given today is to answer some sort of call to leadership, where a leader is needed to play a certain role in whatever this particular circle is. And I feel like you're challenging yourself to step up and say, I'm not just talking about it. I just heard I'm being about it. And I feel like because of that, you're buying in, you're putting the energy in that's necessary, and it's getting you something. For some of you, this could be a leadership role. This could be a leading role in someone's life. It could be the lead in life, right? Taking control or authority in some area of life where you needed perhaps to reclaim your power. And maybe it appeared that you were just talking about it, but this feels like you're asserting yourself in a way that demonstrates, nope, I'm stepping up and being. So enjoy answering the call. Usually this is an indication of reward on the other side by answering the call to leadership, a realization of things, your ability to have things that you were not able to before, that you may have missed out on previously, not only recovering the position or the power, but also those things that come as rights along with accepting that responsibility or that call. So congratulations. Don't take this energy lightly. It's not a light energy at all. So make sure that you are discerning, right? Don't let anything or anyone get anything by or over on you. This is kind of like have the courage to ask, right? Be the person that asks the question, be the person that maybe challenges the status quo or the perspective, be the person that's willing to start the conversation, be the person that's okay with what could be like some uncomfortable tension that exists, be the one that's the leader, but recognizes that sometimes confrontation or challenges are necessary in order to be to be able to keep, it's almost like keep the family together, keep things coming full circle, if you will. Keep things, it feels like keep the wheels in motion. So I feel like don't hesitate as it pertains to what it is that maybe you're being asked to do, and that on the other side of stepping up to do it, there's always a reward in that. I love you guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are going to Patreon now. I hope that you'll join us, so that we can get our extended messages. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.